Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the one and only today in sports betting. Scott, what day is it?
Today is Hump Day.
Yes, I was going to say it's also MACtion Day, but yes, it is.
I mean, you've been doing it for so long. I assumed you were cueing me.
I was going to throw you a little curveball there, buddy.
I think you hit me with a trick question there, but there are multiple answers on the exam.
I'm excited, Scott. It's MACtion. It's I wish they spread it out over like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but.
Fun fact: did you know that you cannot spell MACtion without the word action in there?
I did know that.
Something crazy, isn't it?
So we talked about the first three on the rotation last night or yesterday. We're going to talk about the next three on the rotation. Give a couple plays. Let's start off with 291, 292 on your rotation schedule. That's the Bowling Green Falcons against the Toledo Rockets. This line has climbed, Scott. It is currently Toledo minus 24 points. The over-under in this one is 62.5. Holy Toledo, Scott, that's a lot of points.
Definitely is, but in the mascot theory, a rocket would defeat a falcon roughly 10 times out of 10, so that makes a lot of sense. No, but for the breakdown, Bowling Green has always been pretty underwhelming. They used to be mediocre, I'd say, like 6 years ago? Feels like an eternity ago. They've been really bad in the MAC for a long time, and Toledo usually is towards the top half of the MAC, usually stumble once or twice in conference play. Bowling Green last year, though, ended up going 3-9, so of course not very good. They got blown out almost repeatedly. If you want to actually look at all 9 of their losses, each of their losses came by at least 18 points, just as a true testament to how bad this team is. However, they did beat Toledo last year, 20-7.
They had two conference wins, Scott. They beat Akron and they beat Toledo 21-7. So does that mean anything to you this year?
Well, that means that in order for Toledo to actually cover the number, you're expecting roughly a 30-something point turnaround. But Toledo does bring a decent amount of people back. You can make a serious argument that this is a revenge spot. I know that you hear that term a lot in college. I don't know if it really means anything because half the people graduate. But Toledo actually does bring a lot of people back from last year. So I do think a lot of them are going to be really bothered about losing to Bowling Green last year. Because Bowling Green, I believe, was like 12-1 on the money line or something going into that game. Toledo, it makes sense they're favored by this much. At the end of the day, do I think that this spread is warranted? Probably not. I think the spread's a little bit too high. I think that Bowling Green, despite being bad, should be able to keep this probably within 3 touchdowns. You have to wonder, even in a revenge spot, is Toledo going to be really incentivized to run up the score, win by 40-something, 30-something? I'm not sure they will be. A lot of it depends on coaching, and something to monitor in week 1 is how well these teams actually handle when it comes to pulling the starters out up by a decent amount of points. And I feel like Toledo, first game of the season, there's really no like gravy point, and there's no brownie points for winning by more. You're just trying to win a conference. So at the end of the day, I think Toledo will go up a lot early, probably call off the dogs. I can see a backdoor cover situation by Bowling Green. So I'd lean to Bowling Green plus the points, but I'm not really happy about it.
I'm the same way, and I'll tell you why. I actually, they've Toledo, they were so unhappy with the way they underachieved last year. They got rid of all their D coordinator and they got rid of their offensive coordinator. They brought in 3 new coordinators.
That's some growing pains right there.
Yeah, see, and the other thing is they haven't named a starting quarterback yet, and you've literally got 4 guys in the mix for the starting quarterback job. But the bigger problem is bringing in new coordinators with new systems. You haven't had a ton of time to implement the systems. You had a season where they canceled the season and then they re-upped the season and they just started practicing again. So I think there's absolutely going to be some rust, some growing pains as they figure out the system, as they figure out their personnel. Bowling Green's brought in a new quarterback, a kid from Boston College named Matt McDonald. He's not great, but he is a definite upgrade at the position. And the guy that I'm intrigued with most in this game is running back by the name of Andrew Clare, who had a great freshman season in 2018, averaged 5.2 yards per carry. Was hurt all of last year, had a couple of substandard games where he was banged up, but he's healthy this year. I'm anxious to see what he can do. I think this 24 points is too much. I think this line's going away. It's going the wrong direction. I like Bowling Green plus the 24 in this spot, and add in all the reasons that you said about running up the score, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have a home crowd. You don't have that bloodthirsty revenge in front of the home crowd like you normally would have. Give me the Falcons plus the points.
Well, in addition to that, usually you have to wonder about a non-Power 5 maybe getting a decent bowl game or something like that, which is a small incentive for a team like Buffalo or somebody, for example, to try to run the table, go 12-0, maybe make it into a decent New Year's Six bowl, something like that. When you're only playing 8 games or 6 games,
6 games, right?
That's not going to happen. You're
No.
not getting that bowl game. So I know people can argue, well, maybe they want to be ranked or so. I don't think any team in the MAC's going to be ranked for a 6-game season. I just don't buy that. Maybe late, like maybe high 20s, but you're not going to get yourself a premium bowl game because you play a 6-game schedule. That's just not going to happen.
I can't imagine that would be the case. You're just not going to have enough of a chance to showcase that you're head and shoulders above everybody else in the conference.
And I'm assuming that although most coaches don't want to admit it, I think that might play a factor because I'm sure that a decent amount of their contracts have some type of bowl game incentive or something to make it or something.
Yeah.
I think they realize going in, those odds of happening are very, very slim. I don't think running up the score is going to really change anything because I just think that it's going to be a survive and advance. Let's just try to win a conference title and move on.
Yeah, agreed. Scott, let's talk about one of those teams that are absolutely going to be in the mix for the conference championship, and that is the old Buffalo Bulls there, Scott. They are currently a 14-point favorite over the Northern Illinois Huskies. This is a line that's gone up from 13.5 to minus 14 on the Bulls. The total here is 51.5. Lot to like about this Bulls team, my friend. They do a lot of things well, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They led the MAC last year in rush defense, points allowed, yards per play. That is flat shutting it down. They get after the quarterback. They rush the quarterback well. And they have a fantastic secondary. Your thoughts on the Bulls?
Well, I feel like when it comes to Buffalo, you have to start and finish with the ground game that Buffalo should be able to deploy. Of course, they got Patterson back. They got Marks back. They got their two-headed monster. Both of them ran for over 1,000 yards last year. The thing about Buffalo and the way that they win is that they dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. They're going to try to run the ball down your throat. They're going to try to get after the passer defensively. And the question is, can Northern Illinois stop them in the process? And I'm not sure they can. I know odds makers don't think that they can because this line has continued to climb for Buffalo. However, I do think 14 is a little bit too high for me when it comes to this Buffalo team. Northern Illinois seems to be one of those teams that always gives Buffalo some fits every now and then. And I don't know. I know Northern Illinois has a lot of question marks, which I'm sure you're going to get into in a little bit. But I think 14 might be a little bit too high for a road favorite here. So for me, I was interested at around maybe 12 or so, but at 14, crossing over the key number, not really that interested anymore. I do think Buffalo is going to be very good, but I don't know. For me, it's kind of Northern Illinois or pass.
All right, I'm the other way. I've got I took the Bulls on my play of the day.
What number you got on that?
Got 13.5.
Okay, I'm saying 14 though is a key number. I don't exactly want to be on the other side of it.
It certainly is cause for trepidation for me as far as 14 goes. It's
I said 12.5. Yeah, 13.5 as well. Buffalo is fine there, but when you cross over 14, you start to get over these double-digit key numbers for a road team, especially. It's a little bit tough.
It's something you might want to keep an eye on for sure. See if you can get a little better number there throughout the day. See where the money is going to ultimately end up landing. I'll tell you another play that I really like on this. I do like the under in this game, Scott. I don't think Northern Illinois is going to be able to contribute much. Buffalo is going to want to run the ball, and I think they're going to have success doing it.
They should.
But I think they'll be throwing the ball a little bit because Northern Illinois has got 4 brand new defensive backs back there, so it's going to be impossible for them not to take some shots. But I think ultimately these are going to be long, sustained drives of the 5-6 minute variety. I think they're just going to chew clock, and I don't think the Huskies are going to have much for this Buffalo defense. I like the under 52 there as well. And let me see if I still do that. Is that still 52? Actually, come down to 51.5. I'll still play that.
Yeah. Once again, it's another tricky spot of taking a double-digit favor with the under. We're kind of hoping for a perfect middle situation.
Thread the needle, baby. Thread
the needle. Then again, if you want to actually look at Northern Illinois' quarterbacks, they got a lot on the roster. None of them are very good. Looking at who they're probably going to go with, and stuff like that. I know they got Ross Bowers back, who was, how do I put this, below average last year. He had 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's a senior. I'm assuming you'll agree he'll probably handle the majority of the snaps.
Yeah, that's the way it's looking.
I don't think he's very good, but I don't know. Maybe he'll find some success. I find it really tough for a season opener to lay 14 with a road favorite in the first game of the season when you could have gotten 9 or like 10 a week ago.
Yeah,
I feel like you kind of missed the boat on some of that value.
I get that. I totally understand the logic there, and that's a lot of points to lay on the road. I just think this is a very good Buffalo team. So we'll see what happens. We're in the first game of the season. It's always a crapshoot.
Especially in the MAC. So
whether we like to admit it or not.
Would it surprise me if a double-digit underdog maybe won outright in the MAC? It would be probably the one conference I'd be the least surprised with seeing a double-digit underdog win, because the MAC is so just inconsistent when it comes to week-by-week performances from teams.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so let's take a look at the last game on the card here, and that is the Ohio Bobcats against the Central Michigan Chippewas. Ohio -3, 55.5 is the total on that one. That's this is another team that they expect great things from. This was a Central Michigan team that ended up representing the West last year. Scott, give me your thoughts on this one.
For me, I'm leaning to Ohio. I know Ohio is replacing their quarterback in Rourke, ironically with another Rourke. They got his younger brother, and he's going to be taking over. So we're kind of going to have to see which brother's better moving forward. But looking at Central Michigan, they do have one pretty decent concern for me, which is the fact that projected preseason quarterback in David Moore ended up getting suspended for PEDs. So he's not going to be playing in this game, which means that you most likely will see probably Richardson at quarterback. Do you agree with that? Probably Daniel Richardson getting the start.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, that's so annoying these guys won't name a starter.
It seems like from most reports that Richardson should get the majority. I know that he is technically listed as a freshman. However, I just find it pretty concerning when your initial starting quarterback gets suspended. You have to call an audible and bring in a backup quarterback to start the first game.
Yeah.
Not exactly a great spot for me. I know Moore hasn't really done much in his college career, but anytime they're going to be starting a senior with experience as opposed to a freshman, I think that does definitely, play a factor. I'm going to lean to Ohio because I do think that Central Michigan's offense should struggle a little bit without their original signal caller. You agree with that?
Yeah, and that's a shame because they've got a really good receiving core in Kobe Lewis and Lou Nichols.
I'm not saying Richardson's going to be bad. I'm just saying that I do think there is some type of drop-off there.
Yeah, agreed. Both these teams play pretty good defense, but they both have, real solid offenses. We'll see what Richardson does there. But
I think this game's even. But I think if Central Michigan's at full strength, I think this game is relatively even. But with the quarterback concerns there, the one area you might look for Central Michigan as opposed to Ohio was the quarterback experience disparity, because you have a younger Rourke coming in who doesn't have much experience in college. And then you're on the other side, you have a senior quarterback who has a decent amount of experience. And now you have an inexperienced quarterback against an inexperienced quarterback. And I think that people are realizing that Central Michigan is a lot weaker with a backup quarterback, which is why you have seen this line go from roughly pick 'em to -3 for Ohio. I'm going to back the line movement.
All right, good. I think that's solid. I think running the experience gap there. This should be one of the more fun games of the.
This game will be a war. So if you're looking for an easy, sweat-free win, this is probably not the game for you. You might have some decent live opportunities. Maybe if a team goes down double digits early, I think this game will be a one-possession game light. I think you'll probably agree with me on that.
Yeah, I would normally kind of lean towards the over in this game, but I don't know. I just think
quarterback uncertainty is not exactly something I want to back.
Correct. So yeah, this one I could be watching this one as a fan. I'm like you. I'm going to look for live opportunities and see what's available, and see how they're all looking as far as the game goes, and keep an eye on everything as it progresses. Try to pick an opportunity there. So. All right, bud. Anything else you want to say to welcome back the boys from the MAC?
No. Looking forward to some chaotic football, and I'm happy that we finally have some content to talk about during the middle of the week.
Should be fun. It should be some definite wars out there, and I guarantee there's going to be some surprises. So keep an eye on that.
Well, I know you want to just run down the rest of the schedule for this week.
Well, yeah. Looks it's kind of caught me flat-footed there. Looks like we've got
I mean, it's going to be the same as usual. Just we have the college football Thursday and NFL Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, we're going to be doing the college football show.
Right.
And then Friday night, we're going to be doing the NFL show. So that's kind of all there is to it, right?
That's pretty much our schedule. That's going to be us. So
a lot of football, which is a good thing. So
I love
excited though. 3 weeks from now, college basketball. 3 weeks from now. A lot of teams are probably gonna have COVID outbreaks, but we're gonna push through.
It is what it is.
I'm looking forward to it. You got content every day.
I know.
I'm a huge college basketball guy, so that's kind of my bread and butter.
Part of me thinks it's insane that they're playing sports right now.
It's ludicrous, but I enjoy the actual. I don't know. I'd say entertainment.
But here's the deal, Scott. At the end,
revenue from these programs.
Well, that was a very needed. But at the end of the day, there's been a few outbreaks. There's been some positive tests. Nobody's gotten sick.
Yeah, nobody's seriously sick, so that also plays a factor.
You never know if they've been around. Who they might have exposed, somebody that's vulnerable, but. I don't know, man. I'll take it. I'm happy, and I'm happy that they're playing. I'm not sure. Let me ask you, and I know this is kind of a really hypothetical for you, but if you had a kid, would you let him play right now?
I would.
You would?
If he, well, it also depends. How good is he? Does he have shots of going pro?
No, he's an average. He's a starter with no shot of going pro. He's a scrappy, undersized linebacker.
Truth is, if he's getting a scholarship for free education, then I don't want him to lose a scholarship. So it's kind of just I would ask him if he was okay with it. If he was, then yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think I'd probably let him make the decision at 18 or 19.
I'm not going to tell him what to do. If he's in college, it's up to you. If you want to play, then you can play. If not, then I respect it. But right, I think you choose to play.
That's solid. I think I would feel the same way. I think if they wanted to play and they weren't willing to assume the risk, I think they're old enough to make that decision.
I remember that like 25 years from now, when there's another pandemic and my kid is sophomore in college. So
now I will tell you this real quickly. If I had it to do all over again, I'm not sure I'd let my son play football to start with.
That's fair.
As he played, he played flag up until 7th grade. I didn't want him having contact in the 3rd grade, or I thought that's ridiculous. But the CTE thing kind of blew up as he was playing football. From the time he was 5 and started playing football, the time he graduated from high school, we learned a lot about CTE and what happened over that 12-year, 10-year period, whatever. So I'm not sure if I had to do over again, I'm not sure I'd let him play football. But different discussion, different day. Anyway, so sorry to go down that rabbit hole. I'm glad they're playing. It's good to see back. I hope everybody stays as healthy as possible. And we just we go on from there and eventually get back to normal. So as always, if you want to find out more information on these games, man, Winners and Whiners is such a great resource, Scott. And I would say that even if I didn't work for them, because that's how I actually found them, was doing research for games. Just great deep dives into all these teams that you may not be familiar with. If you're betting on MAC football, not checking out Winners and Whiners, you're leaving money on the table. That's what I'm saying to you. So get over there. Check out the deep dives, winnersandwhiners.com, every single day, every single game, always free, winnersandwhiners.com. And if you're looking for what two goofy guys like us have to say, always check out our show. We do it each and every day. We appreciate you watching. As always, hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money. For myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Whiners, hope you guys have a great day. Once again, appreciate you watching. Couldn't do it without you. And we'll see you tomorrow on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.